Hi y'all, Greg and Latte here. It's high time I did an updated list of all the add-ons I am currently using, so here it is for Shadowlands. I'm going to hop through these quickly and give you a tiny preview of each one, so I won't spend much time on each since there's so many. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. Action Bar Profiles. This lets you save your spec's talents, ability placement, keybinds, and so on to a profile that you can then copy onto another character. A super must-have for alts. Add-on Control Panel. This lets you save your add-ons into profiles, which can be loaded on other characters. This is great if you have lots of add-ons you don't want always on each character. Advanced Interface Options allows you to toggle a lot of things that you don't have options for in the base game, such as different chat options or floating combat text, and it even has complex stuff like CVARs. I like to use it to check for Lua errors when I think my add-ons might be causing some issues. Adventure Guide Lockouts. This little thing simply adds a counter flag to the adventure guide to show if you've done anything in that instance. Altoholic. This one tracks almost everything you need to know about your alts. Rep, item level, professions, you name it. It even keeps track of items, which is super nice when you're trying to see who has what. Auto-confirm static pop-ups does as its name suggests, and will auto-confirm many dialog boxes that will ask you yes or no questions. It's got a lot of options in it, so turn off what you don't want. It's not been updated for a long time now, but it still works just fine. So I'm sharing it in my GitHub in the description below if you can't find it elsewhere. AutoLootPlus does exactly what you'd expect. It makes your AutoLoot windows faster. It's nice. AutoTurnIn, another obvious add-on by name, will automate picking up and turning in quests for you. It's super nice for dailies or questing that you just want to blast through. It's also got gear loot, Argent Tournament, Darkmoon Fair, and quest sharing options. Bagnon. This consolidates your bags and bank into one big one. This also lets you view alt bags and banks, as well as keep track of your gold on your account. Bagnon BoE and Bagnon ItemLevel. These additions to Bagnon put BoE and item level tags on items that are in your bags and bank. Battle Pet Battle UI Tweaks does various tweaks, as the name suggests, to your Battle Pet UI. The main one I love it for is this here. It shows the abilities of your enemy pets and their cooldowns. Battle Pet BreedID. This adds the breed ID to your pets in the collections interface. Better Battle Pet Tooltip. This makes Battle Pet tooltips more useful. BuyEmAll. This lets you buy items from vendors in stacks rather than individually. I Mog It. This is a better way of tracking your account's MOG collection via tooltips and icons. CinematicCanceler does exactly what the name suggests. It auto-cancels cinematics before they can even start. I like to use it for leveling, but don't forget to turn it off during new content. Classic Quest Log. This makes your default quest log look like this. And you can still access the other one too. Convert Ratings. This adds a percentage to all of your stats. Covenant Mission Success Estimates, Covenant Mission Helper, and Venture Plan all do different things to help make your Shadowlands mission tables much easier. By combining all three, I have a cleaner UI that's easy to use, a way to help optimize my teams, and even 2 different spots for success estimates. DejaCharacterStats. This turns your character panel stats into this nice list. You can move stuff around and turn things on and off as well. DerangementMinimapBlips. This makes your minimap icons pop out more. DestroyusPro is for easy mass disenchanting, milling, and prospecting that creates a macro based on what you want and then just breaks down whatever's in your bag on one button. I really like it for disenchanting the crap ton of cheap gear I get from leveling. DialogKey. This lets you skip dialogue with your spacebar without having to change any key bindings. DynamicCam. Very customizable camera add-on that lets you set up angles and positions for any situation, which will then automatically function for you. Easy Delete Confirm. Just as the name suggests, this automatically fills in that "Are you sure you want to delete?" window. ElvUI is a huge add-on that can completely change every aspect of your UI, from bars to nameplates to chat, and so much more. There's way too much to cover in this one little section. ElvUI Fog of War removes what is technically called the Fog of War from your character's maps and lets you see all zones even if you've not discovered them. Super nice if you play alts. ElvUI The Shadow and Light adds a ton of neat tweaks to ElvUI, but I mainly use it for two things: the extension of the merchant frame and the customization of the character pane. BenikUI The ElvUI Edit adds a ton of tweaks and neat things as well, but I mainly use it for this little pop-out professions tab that can be set to fade, and it matches nicely with the rest of my minimalist setup. If you want to see how I use ElvUI in my own setup, check out my UI series linked in the description below. It's a bit old, but still very accurate. GatherMate 2 and GatherMate 2 data. This keeps track of all kinds of nodes, such as herbs, ore, and treasure, and the data portion imports the node's locations for you, rather than having you find them yourself. GBAutoDeposit is a super simple add-on that one of my Discord members made for me and shared on Curse. It simply auto-deposits the gold in your bags into the guild bank every time you open the guild bank, and then leaves a specific amount that you've specified in your bags. /gbad will let you set that amount. Of course, this is only recommended if you have a personal guild bank to save your gold in, so users beware. HelpMePlay is similar to AutoTurnIn, but it's specific for questing with a few extra things. One of my lovely Discord members made this and shared it on Curse. It also accepts and turns in quests and automates most dialogue included. I particularly like it for Shadowlands quests, as it even automates the emotes for the quests in Ardenweald and Maldraxxus that need it. Immersion. This spices up the WoW quest and NPC dialogue frames into a more modern look. Inactive reputation headers lets you set those pesky drop-down reputations in your list to inactive. The Tillers, the Anglers, and a few others from Northrend can't be hidden even after you hit Exalted because they're tabby dropdowns instead of just a regular reputation bar. So, this add-on lets you hide them. I like doing this, so I know I don't need that rep anymore. Instance portals marks where dungeons and raids are on the world map. The base game does show these icons when you're zoomed into a zone, but not on the whole continent when zoomed out. So, this add-on can help with navigation. Item analysis. This adds more information to player tooltips, including item level. Kib quest mobs. This adds an exclamation point over mobs that you need for quests. King Kong frame fader. This highly customizable add-on lets you fade out any frame in the game, including other add-ons. KuiNameplates nameplates and KuiNameplates Elite. Super customizable nameplates. Nuff said. Masque and its additions. This adds unique skins to your action bars, buffs, and other similar things. Mount Journal Enhanced. This changes the Mount Journal UI a little and adds totals as well as filters. Move Anything. This lets you move and resize any base UI windows. Really handy. New Openables. This creates a button that will show anytime you have an item in your bags that you can open or use, like gear tokens, chests, and recipes. No Thunder Totem Map. This prevents the Thunder Totem map from showing while in Thunder Totem, and instead shows High Mountain. No Zone Spam Remover removes this yellow area text announcement you see here on screen. I like to use a weak aura for this instead, seen here above it. A friend gave this to me years ago, so it wasn't uncursed. You can find it in my GitHub in this description, as well as my weak auras on wago.io. OPie and OPie Masque. This creates customizable rings that contain anything you want, from abilities to toys to mounts. Paragon Reputation. This changes your reputation bars to be more obvious about your Paragon ranks. Thanks Buffs, the fan update. This is an add-on that has customizable buffs and debuff displays that you can move around and resize and such. ElvUI does this too, but I like this add-on's version a bit more for these. The original add-on has been abandoned, but a fan is continuing to update it, and has been posting these links in the comments of FanksBuff's original curse page. I also have the latest version in my GitHub if you wanted to get it there. Postal. This adds more functionality to your mailbox, such as a list of your alts, guildies, and remembering who you've mailed. Pratt 3.0. Customizable chat frames that even have fade options. I prefer this over ElvUI's chat frames. Profession Assistance. This shows where materials such as herbs and ore come from in their tooltip. I really like it for prospecting and enchanting materials. Quester. Changes your quest list UI to be a bit more colorful. It also adds quest item buttons and sounds for completing quests. Quest Together. This announces quest progress to party chat. This gets rid of the need to constantly ask your friend if they got everything yet. Random Hearthstone creates a macro that randomizes all of your Hearthstone toys. There's a good handful of these fun toys in the game now, so it's neat to have them selected randomly. I like using it on my OPie like this. Range Display. This gives you a visual range of how far your target or mouse over target is. Rarity. This tracks your tries at special items like mounts and pets, and shows if something drops in a tooltip. It also gives you a faux achievement when you get it. Rematch. A must-have for even casual pet battlers, Rematch remembers your teams and even lets you save them to targets. Retab Binder. A PvP smart add-on that lets you tab target only players in instance PvP. Routes. A highly customizable add-on that lets you create line routes over zones. You can freehand it or attach it to nodes from GatherMate 2 or Handy Notes. Saved Instances. A super helpful add-on that tracks lockouts across all your characters. You can track a lot, not just instances. Sexy Map. A highly customizable minimap add-on. This comes with some nice preset options too. Silver Dragon. Similar to Rare Scanner, this shows rare locations and alerts you to them. I like using this for the old world rares. Spy. A fabulous PvP add-on that alerts you to nearby PvPers, including stealthies. Fun fact, the sounds from this are from the old Star Trek shows. Target Nameplate Indicator. This places a target over your target's head, helpful for seeing who you've targeted in a sea of mobs. TD Battle Pet Script and TD Battle Pet Script Rematch allow you to use scripts you can get from sites like Zufu's Pet Guides to help you fight pet battles. If you're using Rematch, just right-click on your team, hit Write Script, paste the script you copied, and then spam the hotkey you've set for it during your pet battle. I normally prefer to battle the old-fashioned way, but doing this lets me chat with friends and watch movies without messing up my battles. TomTom. A must-have waypoint add-on that gives you an arrow to follow. Total Roleplay 3. This is a super customizable add-on that lets you create an RP profile for your character. Tradeschool Master and Tradeschool Master App Helper. This is an auction house add-on. It's especially great for checking prices and tooltips. Transmog Tokens. This shows if you need the appearance that the token gives in the tooltip. It also shows where the vendors are for some of the old ones. Unlimited Chat Message. This allows you to type long messages without needing to stop. It will then post it in segments for you. Weak Auras is an incredible add-on that lets you create custom UI stuff. Everything from tracking class resources to cooldown alerts and way more, it's got an intense amount of things you can do, both visually and audibly. I just use it for very basic things, such as making class resources pretty, or making cooldown alerts, or tracking buffs and stacks of my dots. All my weak auras can be found in my wago.io in the description. World Quest Tracker. A nice World Quest map UI that adds these bars over each zone. A must-have. And there we have it. That is every single add-on that I am currently using. Of course, there were a lot of repeats from my BFA list, so I'm sure you recognize them if you watched that one. But I've managed to trim down a lot, as well as add a few new ones. I hope you found this list useful. As always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, it's never too latte. This is the part where I ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Doing at least one of those gets my videos recommended more. The higher these numbers are, the more YouTube likes me, and that helps me bring you more coffee-fueled content. I thank you so much for any support you choose to give.